Stop them before they break you. The foundation of inner control, what it means to stop them before they break you. Life will test you. People will push you. Situations will stretch you. At some point, someone will speak against you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will disappoint you. And if you're not centered, if you don't guard your peace, you'll break. This speech isn't about revenge. It's not about fighting back. It's not about building walls or cutting people off from your life. It's about something deeper, building the kind of strength that no one can break. To stop them before they break you means to stop letting external events, toxic people, unfair situations, or negative emotions decide how you feel, how you act, or who you become. Because the truth is they can't break you unless you hand them the tools to do it. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, wrote these words almost 2,000 years ago. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. It sounds simple, but it's life-changing. You see, the Stoics discovered something profound. No one can hurt your soul unless you give them permission. People may insult you, life may test you, but the reaction that's yours. And that's what this entire message is about, taking back control of your mind, your peace, and your reactions. Because when you learn to master that, no one can break you. Section 1. The power of boundaries. Let's start here. Not every fight deserves your energy. The world will keep testing your limits through criticism, misunderstanding, disrespect, envy, and chaos. But you must decide, what will I allow to enter my mind? What will I give attention to? Epictetus, the Stoic slave-turned-teacher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You can't stop people from talking about you. You can't stop them from acting wrongly, but you can stop yourself from internalizing their noise. That's the Stoic boundary, the invisible line between your peace and their chaos. You see, most people lose their calm not because of the world, but because they've opened the gate too wide. They let every comment, every opinion, every emotion of others walk right in. Soon their inner peace becomes public property. But the Stoic says, no, my peace is private. My calm is sacred. My emotions are my responsibility. When you live this way, you're no longer reactive, you become responsive. You act with reason, not impulse. You move with purpose, not emotion. That's how you stop them before they break you. You protect your boundaries, not with walls, but with wisdom. Section 2. Recognizing emotional triggers. To stay unbroken, you must know your weak points. Everyone has emotional triggers, words, actions, or situations that light a fire inside them. The Stoic way is not to ignore those triggers, but to study them. Ask yourself, why do I get angry when people disrespect me? Why do I feel anxious when I lose control? Why do I feel hurt when I'm not understood? The Stoics believed that every reaction reveals a belief. If you're always offended, it's because you believe other people's opinions define your worth. If you're always angry, it's because you believe life should obey your expectations. If you're always anxious, it's because you believe peace depends on circumstances. The Stoic corrects those false beliefs by remembering one truth. Nothing external defines me. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." To stop them before they break you means to know yourself so well that nothing external can shake your inner foundation. You stop the attack before it lands by mastering your perception. Section 3. The discipline of detachment. Here's another Stoic key: detachment. Now, detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You stop expecting the world to be fair. You stop expecting everyone to like you. You stop expecting comfort from things outside yourself. Because once you depend on things outside of you for peace, people, praise, possessions, you've already handed over your power. The Stoics train themselves to see the difference between what belongs to me and what doesn't. What belongs to me, my thoughts, my choices, my reactions. What doesn't belong to me, the weather, other people's opinions, fortune, failure, and fate. The wise person knows this difference deeply. That's why you'll never see them chasing validation, fighting over control, or breaking down over loss. They understand if it's not mine to control, it's not mine to worry about. This is how Stoicism trains your mind to stay calm in chaos. When you detach from things you can't control, you stop bleeding energy. You stop giving power to what doesn't deserve it. That's how you stop them before they break you, by no longer needing their approval, agreement, or permission to be at peace. Section 4, the strength of silence. There's another Stoic weapon we often forget: silence. In a noisy world, silence is power. When people provoke you, your silence shows mastery. When people lie about you, your silence shows dignity. When people expect you to fight, your silence shows strength, because silence says, you don't control my peace. I do. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. As emperor, he could have punished any critic, but instead he wrote in his journal, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." That means when people act out of anger, you act out of reason. When people choose hate, you choose composure. When they break character, you keep yours intact. The Stoic doesn't argue with noise, he rises above it. Remember, your silence speaks volumes. It says, I have nothing to prove. It says, I'm too focused on my growth to engage in pettiness. And that is how you stop them before they break you, by never stooping to their level. Section 5. Turning pain into power. Now let's talk about something deeper: how to turn emotional pain into power. Because no matter how calm you become, life will still hurt. You will face rejection, betrayal, and disappointment. But here's the Stoic secret: pain is a teacher, not an enemy. The Stoics didn't run from discomfort, they welcomed it. They saw struggle as a forge that shapes character. Seneca said, fire tests gold, adversity tests the brave. So when someone disrespects you, that's your test of patience. When life blocks your plans, that's your test of flexibility. When you lose what you love, that's your test of resilience. The Stoic doesn't waste pain, he uses it. He says, if I must feel this, let me learn from it. When you view life this way, pain becomes fuel. You stop asking, why me, and start saying, train me. That's what it means to stop them before they break you, not to avoid pain, but to transform it. Section 6. The calm mind's advantage. A calm mind is not just peaceful, it's powerful. When you're calm, you see things clearly. You make better decisions. You don't say things you'll regret. You think long-term, not emotional. That's why Stoicism isn't about being emotionless, it's about being effective. You can't control the chaos outside, but you can always control the clarity inside. Marcus Aurelius wrote, be like the rock against which the waves crash, and it stands firm while the raging sea falls still around it. That's you. That's calmness. That's strength. Closing thoughts for part 1. So when we say stop them before they break you, we're not talking about fighting people. We're talking about mastering yourself before the world tests you. Stop anger before it burns your peace. Stop comparison before it steals your gratitude. Stop pride before it blinds your wisdom. Stop others' opinions before they define your worth. That's the Stoic path. And remember this, no one breaks you suddenly. They do it slowly through distraction, reaction, and emotional drain. But if you learn to stay calm, stay grounded, and stay mindful, you'll always stop them before they even begin. Stop them before they break you. Part 2, control your reactions and build emotional independence. Section 1, the trap of reaction. You cannot control what people do to you, but you can always control how you respond. That's the cornerstone of Stoicism. Most people live in a loop of reaction. Someone insults them, they react. Someone ignores them, they react. Something doesn't go their way, they react. And each reaction is a small surrender of power. Every time you react impulsively, you hand a piece of your peace to someone else. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. That means your peace doesn't depend on what they say or what happens, it depends on what you think about it. If you can think calmly, you can live calmly. So before reacting, pause and ask yourself 3 Stoic questions. Is this within my control? Is my reaction helping or harming me? Will this matter a month from now? If the answer to the first is no, and to the second is harming, then silence is your strength. Section 2, the strength of emotional independence. The moment you need others to act a certain way so you can feel okay, you've lost your freedom. The Stoic goal is emotional independence to be rooted in yourself, not in approval, praise, or comfort. Epictetus said, if you want to be invincible, don't tie your happiness to things outside your control. People will change, opinions will shift, circumstances will fall apart, but your calm must remain your own. When you depend on others for peace, you live on emotional credit. The balance always runs out. When you depend on yourself, your peace is permanent. Ask yourself, who do I allow to control my mood? Whose words have too much power over me? Why do I hand my emotions to people who haven't earned them? The Stoic answer is simple. Take them back. Your emotions belong to you. Section 3, training the mind to stay steady. A calm mind isn't born, it's trained. You don't become unshakable overnight, you build it daily through small acts of control. When someone cuts you off in traffic, breathe. When a coworker disrespects you, pause. When plans collapse, adapt. Every moment you stay calm is 1 rep in the gym of the mind. Seneca compared anger and impulse to fire. An angry man is like a burning house. He burns himself before burning others. Each time you resist that fire, you grow stronger. Each time you respond with clarity instead of emotion, you reclaim a piece of your power. That is how you stop them before they break you, not by avoiding the storm, but by training to remain steady inside it. Section 4, the Stoic view of insults. Let's talk about insults and criticism, one of the main tools people use to break your peace. The Stoics had a simple method: detach meaning from words. Epictetus taught his students that if someone calls you a fool, you have 2 choices. You can become angry, proving them right by losing control. Or you can remain calm, knowing that their words describe them, not you. He said, when anyone provokes you, be sure that it is your own opinion which provokes you. In modern terms, it's not their insult that hurts. It's your belief that the insult matters. When you learn to see words as air, just sounds carried by wind, you'll never be broken by them again. Section 5, rising above toxic people. Some people live to provoke. They feed on reaction because it makes them feel powerful. But a Stoic refuses to play that game. The greatest revenge is calmness. The greatest response is progress. The greatest power is not letting them pull you down. Marcus Aurelius wrote, when others wrong you, consider they act out of ignorance. Show them not anger, but understanding. That doesn't mean you tolerate abuse. It means you protect your peace by walking away, not lashing back. It means you stay focused on what builds you, not what drains you. Every second you spend arguing with the unreasonable is a second stolen from your growth. Protect your time, protect your energy, protect your mind. That's what it means to stop them before they break you, not by fighting them, but by mastering yourself. Section 6. Turning conflict into clarity. Conflict will always find you at work, at home, in society. The Stoic approach is not avoidance, but clarity. Ask, what is this conflict showing me about myself? What expectation of mine is being challenged? What virtue can I practice here? Patience, humility, courage, restraint. Seneca advised, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Every disagreement is a chance to practice discipline. Every unfair situation is a stage to show your calmness. You can't stop conflict, but you can stop confusion by turning it into clarity. Section 7. The discipline of perspective. Perspective is power. When everything feels heavy, the Stoic asks, will this matter when I'm gone? Most of what disturbs us is temporary, someone's rude comment, a small loss, a change in plans. The Stoic zooms out and sees the big picture. From a higher view, what once felt like the end of the world becomes a small event in a long life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, time is a river, a violent stream. Soon all that is past will be covered and forgotten. So when you feel overwhelmed, step back, zoom out. Remind yourself, this too will pass. That single thought has saved many from breaking. Section 8. The practice of self-talk. The Stoics journaled daily, not for show, but for sanity. They wrote to remind themselves of truth when emotions screamed otherwise. You can do the same. When life shakes you, speak to yourself as a Stoic would. This is outside my control, I'll let it go. Their opinion cannot touch my peace. I will not add anger to pain. I am stronger than this moment. This isn't denial, it's direction. You are training your mind to follow reason instead of emotion. Remember, thoughts shape reactions. Reactions shape outcomes. Master your thoughts and no one can master you. Section 9. Embracing calm as power. In the modern world, calmness is often mistaken for weakness, but the Stoics knew calmness is control. Anyone can shout. Few can stay silent. Anyone can react. Few can respond. Anyone can fight. Few can remain still and win with wisdom. When you are calm, you see things others miss. You sense opportunities hidden behind anger. You remain grounded while others lose their balance. Calm is your advantage. It is your armor in chaos. It is your power when everything else fails. Section 10. Transition to the next part. So far we've learned don't react, respond, don't depend, center yourself, don't cling, detach, don't argue, understand, don't break, breathe. These are not just ideas, they are disciplines, and the more you practice them, the less control the world has over you. In the next part, we'll go deeper into mental resilience, how to remain calm not only in the face of people, but also in the face of life's hardest storms, failure, loss, and change. That is where the unbreakable Stoic mind is truly formed. Part 3, Resilience. How to remain unbroken when life hits hard. Section 1. The nature of hardship. There will be moments when life hits you so suddenly that you have no words. The loss, the rejection, the failure, it all comes like a wave that knocks the breath out of you. And in that moment, you'll hear a voice inside whisper, I can't take this. But the Stoics would tell you, yes, you can. Epictetus said, you are not disturbed by things, but by the view you take of them. The situation isn't what breaks you, it's your interpretation of it. Pain is real, but suffering is amplified by resistance. When life hits you, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Show me. Show me what I'm made of. Show me where I need to grow. Show me that I can survive this." Every hardship becomes easier the moment you stop fighting the fact that it's happening. Acceptance is not weakness. It's the beginning of wisdom. Section 2, the Stoic view of failure. Failure doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're learning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way. Every setback carries a hidden lesson, but you'll only see it if you stay calm enough to look." When a door closes, instead of saying, "This is unfair," ask, "What skill, what strength, what clarity am I supposed to gain here?" If you keep that mindset, failure turns from punishment into preparation. Think about it. Every calm decision you make after falling becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. So stop them before they break you, even when them is failure itself. Section 3. The storm is the teacher. A sailor becomes skilled not in calm seas, but in storms. Likewise, your peace is not tested on easy days. It's tested when everything falls apart. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Every challenge you face is shaping you, sanding down pride, sharpening patience, strengthening focus. The Stoic accepts storms as part of growth. They don't pray for the wind to stop. They adjust their sails. You can't stop the storm, but you can stop it from breaking your composure. Section 4, resilience is a choice. Resilience isn't born from comfort. It's built through conscious choice. You decide to rise again when it would be easier to quit, to stay calm when anger tempts you, to hold hope when despair whispers. Every choice builds mental muscle. And when life tests you again, those muscles hold you upright. Epictetus taught, "Circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him." When you stay calm in adversity, you reveal your true strength, the strength they can't touch, can't steal, can't break. Section 5, detach from the outcome. Most suffering comes from attachment to outcomes. We expect things to go our way, and when they don't, we fall apart. But the Stoics saw life as a game of effort, not control. You control your intention, your action, your attitude. You don't control results. So when life doesn't reward your effort, remind yourself, my job is to act with virtue, not to guarantee success. When you let go of the need to control the ending, peace returns immediately. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, do right. The rest is fate. That is freedom doing your best without needing to own the outcome. Section 6, pain as a teacher. Pain is not the enemy, denial is. Pain exposes what you need to heal. When you feel anger, it teaches you patience. When you feel loss, it teaches you appreciation. When you feel rejection, it teaches you self-reliance. The Stoics trained themselves to ask, what is this moment teaching me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? The first question empowers you. The second drains you. Stop them before they break you, especially the inner them, your doubts, fears, and negative thoughts. Section 7, the power of endurance. You've survived everything you once thought you couldn't. That's proof that your strength is greater than your suffering. Seneca said, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. To endure with calmness is not passive, it's heroic. Anyone can survive by fighting. Few survive by accepting with strength. Endurance doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you keep moving while feeling everything. You wake up, breathe, and take one more step, not because it's easy, but because your purpose is stronger than your pain. Section 8, detach from the opinions of others. One of the quickest ways to lose peace is to chase validation. The Stoic frees himself from that chase. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others." Let that sink in. You spend your life trying to impress people who don't even understand themselves. The moment you stop needing approval, you start living freely. When someone criticizes you, pause and ask, is it true? If yes, grow. If no, let it go. Either way, you win. Stop them before they break you, especially those whose opinions you've allowed to define your worth. Section 9. The discipline of daily resilience. Resilience is not built in one grand moment. It's built in small, daily acts. When you wake up early despite fatigue, that's resilience. When you stay kind when others are cruel, that's resilience. When you keep going after setbacks, that's resilience. Marcus Aurelius began each day reminding himself of the obstacles ahead, not to be negative, but to be ready. Preparation is peace. You can't always control the blows life throws, but you can train to absorb them. And when you can absorb them without breaking, that's mastery. Section 10. The calm after the battle. When the storm passes, the calm person is the one still standing. They didn't fight the storm, they flowed with it. They didn't let emotion rule them, they ruled themselves. That's what Stoicism gives you, a way to stay human but unbroken. Life will keep testing your patience, your strength, your peace. But you, my friend, are not powerless. You are prepared. Because you've learned pain is training, loss is perspective, calm is control, resilience is choice. And that's how you stop them, whoever they may be, before they break you. Part 4. Mastery, Peace, and the Unbreakable Mind. Section 1. True mastery is self-mastery. When most people hear the word mastery, they think of controlling others, dominating situations, or reaching the top. But the Stoics understood that real mastery begins and ends with the self. You can conquer nations and still be a slave to anger. You can be rich and still be owned by fear. You can have followers and still lose control of your thoughts. Epictetus reminded his students, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To stop them before they break you, you must first stop yourself before you betray your own principles. Mastery means choosing discipline over impulse, clarity over emotion, peace over pride. It means noticing when your ego wants revenge and answering instead with restraint. It means refusing to let your moods dictate your behavior. Every time you pause instead of explode, you practice mastery. Every time you choose understanding over argument, you practice mastery. Every time you stay calm when everything screams for reaction, you practice mastery. That's how the Stoic wins, not by defeating others, but by conquering himself. Section 2. The dignity of self-respect. To remain unbroken, you must live with self-respect. That means holding yourself to standards higher than anyone else's opinion. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You stop them before they break you by deciding that your behavior is not for sale. Your peace is not for trade. Your principles are not negotiable. Even when people mistreat you, keep your dignity. Don't lower your voice to match their noise. Don't trade your calm for a temporary revenge. Don't lose yourself trying to prove yourself. The person who controls themselves commands respect without asking for it. Section 3. The weight of the world and the lightness of acceptance. There are days when life will feel impossibly heavy. Responsibilities pile up. People disappoint you. Plans collapse. When that happens, remember, you are carrying more than you need to. The Stoics practice the art of lightness, of accepting what is and letting go of what isn't theirs to control. Ask yourself, can I do something about this? If yes, Act calmly. If not, why am I carrying it? Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. When you release what isn't yours to fix, peace returns. Let go of trying to control how others see you, how they respond, how they live. Control what you can, your mind, your choices, your effort. That's how you stop them before they break you, by refusing to carry their chaos inside you." Section 4, the practice of mindful strength. Strength isn't loud. It doesn't shout or threaten. Real strength is quiet, steady, mindful. A strong person feels anger but doesn't let anger speak. A strong person feels fear but walks forward anyway. A strong person feels hurt but still chooses grace. That's Stoic strength-controlled energy guided by reason. Marcus Aurelius described it this way: be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Meaning, be kind to people, but firm with your own discipline. Don't excuse your worst behavior just because others behave worse. Each day, check yourself. Did I stay calm when challenged? Did I live by principle, not pressure? Did I choose peace over pride? That daily awareness is mindfulness, and mindfulness builds strength. Section 5, solitude and the inner fortress. The Stoics believed every person must build an inner fortress, a place no insult, failure, or loss can enter. That fortress is solitude, the ability to be alone without feeling empty. Most people fear silence because they've filled their lives with noise. But the Stoics seek silence because that's where truth speaks. Sit alone sometimes. Reflect, breathe. Ask yourself what truly matters. Strip away distractions until only your core remains. When you learn to stand alone peacefully, you become untouchable because you no longer need anyone to complete you, only to accompany you. Section 6, forgiveness as freedom. To stop them before they break you also means this: forgive, not for them, but for yourself. Anger chains you to the past. Resentment poisons your peace. Forgiveness cuts those chains. Epictetus said, when another does you wrong, remember that he acts or speaks from a mistaken impression. In other words, people act out of ignorance, pain, or fear. If you hold on to their mistakes, you let them live rent-free in your mind. Forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Section 7, the Stoic definition of success. True success is not wealth, fame, or comfort. It is calmness under pressure. It is clarity under confusion. It is dignity under insult. If you can remain kind when others are cruel, focused when life distracts, and grateful when things go wrong, you are successful. Seneca wrote, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." So measure your success not by what you own, but by what you can let go of. Not by what you control, but by what no longer controls you. Section 8, the daily renewal of the mind. The Stoics renewed their peace every morning and every night. Morning, prepare for what may come. Evening, review what is past. Each day is a new chance to practice calmness. You will stumble, that's human. But every stumble is another lesson in self-control. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, when you wake up, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But none of them can hurt me. Say it to yourself too. No one can hurt you unless you let them inside. And you decide who gets access. That is renewal, reclaiming your mind daily. Section 9, peace as the highest form of power. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to respond to every attack. The highest power is peace, the calm confidence that nothing external defines you. The person who can remain still while others panic has already won, because they live above the noise. That's what the Stoics trained for, to stand firm when the world trembles, to be, as Marcus Aurelius said, the rock that the waves keep crashing over. Section 10, Final Reflection and Closing Words. My friends, the world will always have them, the people who test your patience, the situations that shake your peace, the moments that tempt you to lose control. But you are stronger than the storm. You've learned to recognize what's yours to control and what's not. You've learned to respond, not react. You've learned to reframe every challenge as training. You've learned that calmness is not weakness, it is wisdom in motion. So remember this: stop them before they steal your focus. Stop them before they trigger your anger. Stop them before they make you forget your values. Stop them before they break you by mastering yourself. Carry this mindset into every room, every conversation, every challenge. Let others shout, you stay silent. Let others chase, you stay centered. Let others fight, you stay free. Because the goal of Stoicism isn't to escape life, it's to live it powerfully, peacefully, and unbroken. And if you can remain calm when everything goes wrong, if you can stay grounded when everyone else is lost, if you can stop them before they break you, then you have already won the greatest victory of all the victory over yourself. Thank you.